police resulted in 8 people dying, 5 children burned to death, and 52 row houses burned to the ground. This work in progress is from that incident, and the title will be Fire in the Belly. For those of you, by the way, that are averse to raw language, you can get out now. Jamin Baker's eyes popped open at the crackling static of loudspeakers that silenced the sparrows in the leafy Parkside district adjacent to Philadelphia's Fairmount Park. The prospect of Lucinda Ward's voice set his nerves humming like a tuning fork. The amplified scratchiness was a 6 a.m. prelude to Lucinda's morning rant, her shrill soprano loud enough to vibrate window glass, berating neighbors not to play into the hands of authorities over the vermin plaguing the neighborhood, etc., etc., etc. The blaring racket preaching Project War's manifesto would go on for hours. As Jackie Ward teaches us, she would say day after day after day, from the house next door, all life is precious, and these little creatures have more of a right to be in this pathetic neighborhood than y'all. When the clamorous tirades first began, Jamin had used every ounce of his 6'6", 270 to bang on their door in order to restore order to the peaceful middle-class black neighborhood. Lucinda had answered the door. A Nina Simone look-alike, she was tall and slim, with close-cropped hair and satin skin black as onyx. Her posture leaned forward like a reed in a delta pond, but her delicate look belied the virulent rhetoric spewed daily through the heated and hated loudspeakers of Project War. She invited Jamin in and offered him a seat. He refused, said it only needed a minute. Cockroaches scurrying over furniture and walls signaled they were used to having their way. 2 naked children, a boy and a girl about 9, alert faces framed by long dreadlocks, sucked on thumbs as they peeked shyly around a half-open pocket door. What can we do about those loudspeakers, Jamin asked Lucinda. They're making all us neighbors crazy, bugs and rats all over. Nothing can be done. It's important to get Jackie Ward's message out, and y'all motherfuckers better listen instead of fighting it. The whole town knew Jackie Ward by now. He was trying to make Philadelphia into Detroit, except when it came to law and order, Philadelphia Police Commissioner Hank Marazzo made Detroit PD look like a Buddhist commune. Project War had been blasting their message through loudspeakers for years in other neighborhoods. It began in '78, after a cop died in a shootout at their former headquarters in North Philly. He was trying to serve a subpoena for L&I violations. A dead cop over a property matter disgorged more acid between the police and the black community and injected a kind of polio into a city administration able to speak, but paralyzed by a political stalemate. 5 members of the militant cult went to prison for killing Officer Trent. Lucinda Ward sat across from the mammoth desk of Philadelphia Deputy Mayor Joel Asher. We don't care what you motherfucking leases want. You ain't coming to our house. That's all there is to. We have war with you motherfuckers. Asher swiveled in an overly stuffed chair and looked out his 4th floor City Hall window. He waved his hand and spoke without even looking at Lucinda. We understand your problems, Miss Ward, but your people need to understand. We're dealing with neighbors pounding on our desks over vermin they say come from your house. Well, fuck you, Deputy Asher. You don't know shit about our problems. You motherfuckers have our people locked up, starving, being beaten by guards day and night. And for what? They never did nothing. That cop was shot by your own police after they attacked our house like we was some kind of alien army or something. You the motherfuckers caused this. Well, Jackie Ward said nothing moves in this city till our people get let out. Got that? She stormed out, grumbled to herself all the way back to West Philly. Their so-called laws, she thought. They fought with white people's heads for centuries. When all those Jews died, it was under German law. When slaves got brought here, it was under the laws of England and France and Spain and the United States of America. Yeah, they knew how to hide behind their so-called laws. But for black people, even black people like Deputy Mayor Asher, there might still be hope if they don't stay sold out. Their blood was African, from when they didn't have laws but had truth. But it got twisted and buried under imperialism and slavery and Jim Crow and spread hurt all over the world. There was only natural law, love and respect for things natural and for all living things, like was in Africa before Europeans raped it and kidnapped black people to be slaves. There was only righteous truth. There's truth spoken through the wisdom of Jackie War. She knew early on that Jackie was a truth teller. She thanked God for Jackie War. When she got back to the compound, Jackie debriefed her and dismissed her visit as not doing much good. Maybe, she said, but I told that motherfucker something he ain't used to hearing. There ain't hope, Lucinda. It won't be until we make it happen. They're locked into their distorted reality. It makes no matter if people running this town are black. Somebody's going to need to be earthed, maybe even us. Earthed. Jackie's way of talking about death, of returning to dust in a natural world. It was a better place, a place where a rose might grow, a honeybee light on it, and honey, make honey to feed a bear, and on and on. Maybe everybody but a few needed to be earthed. Maybe society needed to start all over again. It was time for a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things, and we need a strong man to lead people into the light. It would take a big dog. It would take an alpha wolf, one like Jackie War.